I don't know if you've ever heard of the German brand True Motion, but these are two of their models. And okay, so full disclaimer is I did not actually buy these shoes. I got these to test from a local shop, and I do have to give them back soon, so I'm not actually gonna keep these. But I've been quite curious about this brand for a while, as they have their signature, what they call U-Tech, which is like this kind of cutout in the heel here. So it sort of looks like a more exaggerated kind of Nova Blast setup. And what's so interesting about this is that the brand True Motion actually claims that this reduces your risk of injury by 50%. I mean, if I was sponsored by Nike or Adidas, I would just get this one, paint a swoosh over this, and never be injured again. But I don't want to dive too deep into this, as, well, I don't really have the methods or the motivation to debunk this. And I think I'll just sort of test these for what they are, which is, well, in this case, this is the Aion 3. This is like the max cushion, or, well, not really max cushion, but the higher cushion kind of daily trainer. And this here, this is the Vichara, which I'm not really quite sure what the actual purpose of this one is, as I do have to say that the website is not really that clear on this one. This shoe is stated as a trainer or racer from 5K to ultramarathon, and in addition to this cutout in the heel, it has another very deep kind of flex groove in the forefoot here. If I bend this, there's basically no resistance to this at all, and I can almost fold this in half. But before I head out for a run, I do want to say that both of these shoes feel, yeah, incredibly heavy really, and I do want to put these on the scale first. Okay, so one thing about this Aion 3 here that is very, very puzzling to me is if we go onto the True Motion website and look at the tech sheet here, this shoe is quoted as 240 grams in a size 40. And let's just quickly look at this tag here, and you can see that this is a size 41, so it's just one size up. And put this on the scale, and we can see that this shoe is actually coming in at 317 grams. So don't really know where this sort of discrepancy here is coming from and what True Motion actually measured here. But it does sort of leave a bad kind of aftertaste for me. And let's just quickly grab the Vichara here and put this one on the scale. Even this one comes in at 294 grams. So, I mean, effectively, these two are now the heaviest and second heaviest shoe that I have ever run in. Yeah, I do have to say this is sort of not making me super optimistic, but I guess we'll see how we go. Yeah, I think I'll start with the Vichara here, as it's a bit more intriguing to me with these very mysterious claims on the website of a shoe that can basically do everything, and it does match my socks. So I'll do this one first, and we'll do 4 or 5K in this, then come back and switch into the Aion 3. So it's not like a huge kind of mileage, but should give us an idea what these are about. And I think I'll stash these in the car though, as these are not mine to keep, so might be a bit safer. So in the Vichara here, and yeah, I don't know, it feels heavy because it is, and it feels pretty firm underfoot, like there's almost no compression to this foam. I hope the wind noise is not too bad right now. So one thing you just have to sort of give it to True Motion for with these is, this applies to the Aion as well, is that both of these shoes kind of have a feel of slipping your foot into an old school kind of Brooks shoe, because they, I don't know, they have a very, very padded upper, and almost to the point where it's just excessive and just adding pointless weight. And as this is already a very heavy shoe, I don't know, I think they would do better with a slightly more minimal upper. So this flex point here, this sort of cutout, it's a bit weird for me, because this is an otherwise pretty firm shoe. Then you have basically nothing at all under the forefoot. Yeah, I don't know, I do sort of see where they were going with this, as I do feel my big toe working here, but I'll be honest, it's working a bit too much actually, even for me, and I do like a more minimal shoe sometimes. Even for me, this is just not enough underfoot and not enough protection and too firm. Okay, but what about the U-Tech in this? This huge cutout here in the heel. This is sort of the selling point, of course, but I'll be honest, this might as well not even be there, as I just don't notice it at all, really. It's sort of, I think, what's happening here is a similar kind of situation to the Brooks Glycerin Max, even though these are two very different shoes. I think I am just too light for this, and I don't think this is made for forefoot strikers. This is something I've sort of been wondering about, and it's something that's not mentioned on the website at all. I do sort of understand it as you know, if they explicitly stated that this is a heel striker shoe, then I mean, you're ruling out a pretty large part of the possible demographic here. Yeah, I just feel like the firm foam and putting most of the pressure here in the forefoot, I mean, I just sort of touch on the heel very lightly, and yeah, that sort of takes away the uniqueness of this kind of shoe for me. So I think what you're getting here, or at least what I'm getting here, is just kind of a firm-ish, pretty minimal, old-school kind of daily trainer, which, you know, would be okay, but this shoe comes in at a pretty eye-watering 220 euros, which is just kind of an absurd price actually for what you're getting here. So yeah, I do have to say this Vichara here, I'm sorry, but it's not really doing much for me. Okay, so I'm in the Aion 3 now, which I have to say immediately feels much better. I mean, this is even heavier and you do feel it, but yeah, this is feeling noticeably more responsive underfoot. Like, this foam is actually doing something, where the Vichara was like, well, you had a small sort of slither of foam underfoot, but the only thing you were really feeling was this sort of groove under the foot, which this one doesn't have, thankfully. Yeah, this is actually a ride I would not describe as overly firm. Like, it's not squishy soft or anything, but you do have noticeable compression with this one. Yeah, with this one you can sort of see where they were going. It feels like a shoe. I mean, if this was 100 grams lighter, then it feels like a shoe that could actually be a decent daily trainer and feels very protective underfoot, so might be a decent sort of long run option for some. Yeah, it's just the U-Tech in this. I don't know, it's just doing absolutely nothing for me. Like, I just don't notice it at all. I don't feel any kind of pronation. I don't feel any kind of trampoline effect. It just might as well not even be there. Yeah, I don't know, I was sort of expecting this to be a bit more radical underfoot, and it really isn't. So yeah, one thing I can't really comment on at all, of course, is this whole reducing injury thing, as well, I did 50 minutes of running in the True Motion technology, and well, I didn't get injured. Yeah, that's about all I can say on that claim. Okay, so as we wrap this up here, first I do want to give a bit of a disclaimer again, and don't take this as a serious review. I mean, I did, 25 minutes of very easy running in both shoes. I do think this was quite interesting actually. Once again, it sort of confirmed the thing I said in the Glycerin Max video, and that is that body weight makes a huge difference to your experience in running shoes. I think that's basically what led to me not really noticing this U-Tech, because it's this kind of firmish foam, and pair that with a forefoot strike, yeah, you end up having a shoe underfoot that feels pretty normal really, and yeah, nothing really radical about it. What it comes down to is, I think that this one is pretty awful and has almost nothing going for it, but this Aion here actually has some potential, if only it was a bit lighter. Yeah, so at the end of the day, these True Motion shoes, I think if you heel strike and if you have a heavier body weight than my 55 kilos, then I think these might be decent daily trainers, as they're well made and they're very comfortable, and this Aion at least has a really nice midsole material. I don't know, I think that's about it on this brand, and yeah, was very happy to be able to test these, and like and subscribe as always, and I'll see you on the next video.